going on? It is a beautiful 48 degrees here in Florida. It is not beautiful at all. It is cold and dark and dreary. Just kidding. It's really nice actually. But those of you that don't know Floridians, we actually kind of hibernate in this weather. This is when we go deep inside our layers and just pass out and sleep in, and with this daylight savings screwing us over, why not just go and just pass out even longer. I've been getting a lot of messages from you guys in regards to, Raymond, what happened to the Z3 project? Well, without getting into legal detail, I'm going to go ahead and show you what happened to the Z3. Here's the car, in all of its glory. I love this car. Now if we just walk over to this side of the car, yeah, that happened. And it is pretty darn bad. So I'm not going to touch this car till the legal situation gets resolved and either the insurance company decides to pay what is rightfully due, or knowing them, they're going to total the vehicle. So one of the two is going to happen. Now, what are we doing here today? Because I know I told you guys that we're going to be changing our schedule to every 2 weeks. Yes, I'm still sticking to the schedule of every 2 weeks for the C300 modifications. But what I'm doing today is I'm showing you guys how to deal with noise in your display. And what I mean by noise is by rolling lines. Some of you guys, one of you guys in particular, sent me a message asking, "Hey Raymond, I installed the backup camera. I love it. It's awesome. The little beeps that it makes is really cool. I love, you guys spoke so highly of it, so I know that I feel good. I didn't screw up, and that's awesome that I earned your trust that way." But he asked me, "Hey, I'm starting to get these rolling lines in my display, and what is that? Is it the camera? Did I get a faulty unit? Can you tell me what to do?" Well, the good news is it's not a faulty unit, or it may not be a faulty unit. It can be one of three things. Number one, it actually is a faulty unit, which, shit, that sucks. Or number two, you didn't ground it correctly. Or number three, more than likely, this is the answer. Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, all German cars, some new Chevrolets have the ability to detect when a bulb goes out on a car. And how that's done is, in the Mercedes in particular, there's 3 modules. One in the hood, one inside the car, and one in the trunk. And those modules are called Sam. And what Sam does, he's kind of like a dick robot, and he's out there just looking for trouble. And he is just poking around your electronics, and he's just checking, and he's trying to find anything wrong. And as soon as he finds something wrong, you better bet your ass Sam is going to put that message up on that display and say, "Hey, go check engine, go to Mercedes, pay $1,000, find what the problem is." What Sam does is he sends pulses, and those pulses get picked up because they're very low. They're very low voltage drops, and they get picked up by your reverse camera, and your reverse camera is getting a little under the 12 volts, so it's still able to display the picture, but at the same time it's kind of like fighting it. So then you start getting this noise, or these rolling lines that appear on the screen. So I'm going to show you guys what that looks like inside the car, and I'm going to show you how you can battle noise. So going into the car, I can show you guys exactly what this looks like. And it took me a while to replicate it because not every car is going to get hit by this issue. The way that I got it to trigger in here is actually changed out the battery, and that was it. It started doing it left and right. And the reason was because the new battery that was installed in there had different voltage. I mean, all batteries are, the 12 volt, but it had different cold cranking amps and minor little details that really in the bottom line shouldn't affect it, but they did affect it. And I'm going to show you exactly what this situation looks like. When you go inside your car, I'm going to show you what it looks like before you have any noise. That way you can understand the topic a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead. I got the key in position 1. I'm going to throw the car into reverse. Hold on. There we go. That's position 1. Into reverse. You can see you have clear picture, crystal clear, nothing, no problems, nothing whatsoever. Really, really good picture. This is what you ideally want. Now, I'm going to show you guys what noise is. Put the car back in park. Turn it on. Right? Into reverse we go. So, if I start moving the car a little bit, you'll start to see these lines start popping up like crazy, and you're going like, what the hell? What the hell is wrong with my backup camera? Why is it tripping out? It is not your backup camera. These are the pulse signals that are getting hit, and it's getting you feedback, and that's what is the bottom line is. It's called noise. So I'm going to show you guys how to resolve noise. And this also applies to those of you that have gone ahead and installed the ability to watch DVDs and drive your car. Some of you guys have sent me messages saying, hey, I get these rolling lines while I'm watching DVDs and driving, and my first response is, why the hell are you doing that? And then my second response is, it's called feedback. It's feedback and it's noise, and I'm going to show you how to resolve it very simply, very easily. If I remember correctly, in my original Mercedes install video, I had it hardwired into the fuse. And the reason I had it hardwired is because the camera at the time was a basic camera, and it didn't have the radar, and it didn't have any issues with it being constantly on. That's the opposite case with this camera. This camera is wired to the grounding point here, and then the positive is wired all the way to the reverse cable, which is this silver with yellow stripe. Now, we're going to go ahead and resolve the feedback issue, or the noise issue, and you resolve that pretty simply. All you need is a capacitor. And those of you that are really, really good with electronics, you guys can actually make this. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is a really, really inexpensive one. This was probably like about, I think it was like $6, $7. And what it is a capacitor is located underneath all this styrofoam. And what it does is the capacitor holds the charge, so it prevents the constant drop of voltage when the Mercedes is pulsating the signal from SAM. Now I'm going to show you guys how to go ahead and wire this. That way you know what to do if this is an issue that is affecting you. So this is it. This is what's going to prevent that noise from happening inside your vehicle. Now, the very next thing you're going to want to do is how to wire this to your backup camera's power cable or your radio's display cable. So I'm going to show you step by step what you need to do to wire this. Now, going to the negative. The negative is a little bit of a trick, because you can't just put the butt connector on the negative and call it a day, because that is creating a positive loop, which means you don't have any ground. What you need to do is you need to take this off, and the little trick that I learned is you slowly pull off just a little bit and twist. Pull off a little bit and twist, and you keep doing that till you get to the end, and you got this nicely twisted wire. So what you're going to do is you're going to hook up your grounds like this, and then you are going to tie them together just like that. Now, one of two things you can do. If you know the size of your grounding point, if you know the size of the bolt head, you can get a hook like this and just drop it on. Obviously this is too big for this, but drop it on, crimp it, and there you go. You have a nice, well done grounding point. Or if you don't necessarily know the size of your grounding point, but you have a vague idea of the size of the bolt, you can use one of these, which is, fantastic. You just slide it on over it, and then what you're going to do is just press on. You're going to crimp it, and then it's going to lock that in place. Now you just want to make sure, just give this a little once fold over, just like that, and then you can go ahead and drop it on there, and there you go. You have a solid point. So what I'm going to do now is, I sometimes don't like to crimp things, I just prefer to solder it, so I'm going to go ahead and just put some solder in there. So I'm going to show you guys how to use the crimp on a larger one. The reason that I'm using the larger one is because I soldered my connection here, which gives it a bigger overall size. Just going to go ahead and slide that on over it just like that, and then what you want to do is get a pair of pliers, or in my case electrical pliers, grab it right about there, and then you're going to squeeze, and then you're going to go ahead and do that until you feel it catch. Now those of you that aren't strong enough to use one of these, you can obviously step up your game and get yourself one of these. If this doesn't crimp it, then you're definitely doing something wrong. There you go. That was easy enough. Definitely, sometimes it's better to cheat. So now that you have your ground connection done, you can go ahead and work on the positive. Now this is where it gets confusing. I know you guys are really tempted to hook red and red together. That's not how it's going to work. It's going to go red is going to go to your reverse light, and then yellow is going to go to your camera's power supply. So now what we're going to do is just go ahead and do a lineman's tie right there, which is just wrapping the cords together, and then add a little heat shrink to that, and we'll be good to go. Now that's going to leave you with this point right here. Now what we're going to do at this point is use our little spade connection that we used in our installing a reverse camera video. This is it right here. Nothing fancy. Fold that over once. Put it in. And then give it a good squeeze on it. Is just wrap it up with some green electrical tape to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, which those of you that are watching this video, I hope you guys had a fun night. Shoot, I hope my night's gonna be awesome.
What's up, Raymond?
You guys remember Herbert, right? What's up, Herbert?
All right, hello. What do you have there?
I have a capacitor that I'm installing into the Mercedes.
Capacitor.
Yeah. Because somebody sent me a message asking about the video having like a little bit of a...
Noise?
Yeah, it's called noise. So I'm showing them what to do.
All right.
in this situation.
Nice. Nice job.
So there we go, guys. There it is, all nice and wrapped up. We got our positive, we got our negative, and we got the video connection coming out. Now we're going to go ahead and put it all inside the car, and it should get rid of that rolling noise. Here we are in the back of the car. We got the brake light harness disconnected so we can gain access here to our power. And then what we're going to do is take our connection, shove it up, just like our original install video. Those of you that are new to the channel and have never seen my original install video, here is the link for you. Now what we're going to do is put our positive right into here. Now if you guys have never used a blade attachment before, you want to make sure that that blade is near the center, so you can stick your fingernail in there and move the blade so that way it's not touching the ground, because what happens is sometimes the blade slides along the bottom, and when you go to slide it in here, it doesn't connect, and then you start freaking out because you don't have any power. See, like that situation? See how the blade didn't go in? You want to make sure the blade goes in correctly. So take your finger, pull the blade down, and then you should be able to push it in. There you go. This is a successful connection. Now we're going to hook up our grounding point all the way over here instead of using that grounding point. I went ahead and already loosened it for 10 mil. Got that off. Now we're going to go ahead and slide it on. Just have to fight with the wires a little bit. Make sure they're all on your team. There you go. There's a positive hooked up, there's a negative hooked up. We're just going to go ahead and just zip tie this to this one right here, and then finish running our wire up, and then I'll turn on the car and make sure everything's good to go. We got the car turned on. Now we're going to throw it in reverse, and those lines will be gone. Check that out. It works out beautifully. So if this is a problem that you guys are having, it is something that you can definitely fix on your own. All you have to do is have a little bit of time and a little bit of patience, and you guys can get to this. And if this is something that you liked and it really helped you out, please hit that thumbs up. And of course, as always, please hit the subscribe button. You guys truly do motivate me to make these videos. And when I mean motivate me, I mean you guys really push me by asking your questions, asking me how to do certain things, and each time I see the community growing, I feel like there's a lot of like-minded individuals that are interested in this, and that's awesome. As long as you guys keep hitting the subscribe button, keep hitting that like button, I'll keep uploading these videos. So once again, you guys can get to this. All you need is a capacitor or that particular part, and I'll put it right up here in the description for you guys. Now, take care, guys. Please hit the subscribe button so I can see you on Saturdays for my bi-monthly vlogs. Take care, guys.